Other things I thought about from our study that would be of interest to this group is a challenge that we found with shoppers and how much of the store they're actually navigating. And this is becoming more and more apparent to us as we look over the studies that we've done in the past and how much of the store the shopper's actually visiting. And if you'll look at this particular chart, you'll see that the people visited each aisle of the section of the store back in 1995, 21% of the shoppers did that. That doesn't happen anymore. Shoppers don't have time to go up and down every aisle. They don't do that anymore. So they're going to only those things where they plan to buy something or where they have a little more time, they'll spend some additional aisles over that. This is how all of our lives are changing. Our available time to do things is getting narrower and narrower. We don't have as much opportunity to grab them and capture them while they're in the store. So what can we learn from that? Well, with the reduced amount of time that shoppers are spending in the store, how can we try to get them into the rest of the store where they're missing things now? Part of the issue is the development of the store format has generally a racetrack in the U.S., and shoppers will go around the racetrack, but they don't spend a lot of time outside that perimeter and going into the center of the aisle. So there's an opportunity to enhance their viewing by getting them into some of the other areas of the aisles. So some of the retailers that we've dealt with have addressed this in different ways. You've seen different formats of stores where now there might be more of a winding path through a store as opposed to just the racetrack or just a main set of aisles. In fact, I saw some studies where it's been considered even for some trade shows that maybe a different layout or pattern to the format of the store would be important. And you can see how others have also performed, trying to draw people to the center store or to areas where there's more of the store to see. So we think that has some comparisons to what you may be facing with your trade shows, because we think there actually are some similarities in what the look of a trade show is versus the look of a typical retail store, at least from the grocery or mass merchant channel. I can see comparisons and see a lot of the same aisles and configurations. So the same challenge that retailers are facing, some of the trade show exhibitionists are also facing too. So what do? You try to expand upon the path that they take. How do you get them to cover that additional ground? One typical store that we were in one of our studies, had a main aisleway that went back to the grocery area, which is a key area where people always go to get the bread and milk. And we, through a heat map, through tracking the eye tracking individuals, seeing where they go in the store, we can draw a level of traffic through the store, a heat map, and it identifies where the people are going. And unfortunately, there are areas of the top store that are not being addressed because people are just going to those areas where they had planned to purchase items. If indeed there's a change to that format that draws people around more of the store by having key categories that are of interest because we know purchase patterns, we can draw them to more areas of the store. And the result will be an increase in unplanned purchases while they're on that trip, seeing different areas, other areas of the store. So similar patterns could have a similar challenge and maybe a solution for trade shows that you may want to consider and see how you might want to address that.